This is a question that gets asked so regularly to me, right? Okay, I'll probably give a very detailed answer. First, there are multiple parts to this. First is some is perception, which you need to understand. For example, a lot of people look at my social media and then form a perception. What happens in social media is an image that one wants to project out, right? And that may not be reality. But if you come back and see the reality, it is very, very different. And also in social media, what happens is a lot of times, since I have a lot of followers, I end up posting work of so many people that do the work, and they finally produce an output and I end up posting that in social media. I'm just posting it. I'm not actually doing that work. Like, but it looks as if I'm actually doing all the work. Part of it is like taking credit from so many other people that you guys are working with. I end up getting the credit for that. So that is the first part. So the second part of the answer is I split work into three buckets, right? There is work which is 0 to 1, where I actually spend 80% of my time actively involved in doing that. And I normally have one or two items like that. The second bucket of work is I work in this model called 10-80-10, right? Where I don't need to do the 80% of the work. I need to only do the initial context setting and then allow the team to do the remaining 80% and then go back and verify the last 10%. So that is the 10-80-10 model. Many of the things within Kissflow, there are a few things that are in 0 to 1 model where I spend the 80%, and many of the things are in the 10-80-10 model. And that's why I get a lot of time to do many things within Kissflow. Okay. Third bucket of items is I only spend 5% of time. And there are very few things that are like I spend only 5% of time. And one of the things is, well, like, for example, the workflow BU. I don't spend a lot of time because we have created a separate management team which actually runs the workflow BU without my involvement. Like with Dinesh is being the executive sponsor for that. So that pretty much takes away all the workflow BU work from me, and I only do the reviews. I only look at outcomes and see what is happening. So I just act like a board member there, right? So I'm not running the show, and that actually helps. And my goal is to move some of the 10-80-10 items into the 5% category and then move the 80% item into the 10-80-10. Finally, fundamentally, I'm a very high energy person. When you add all of these things together, it looks like I have a lot of time because and I work a lot, and I work on Saturday, Sunday, every time, and I don't feel exhausted. I don't feel tired. Because anything that I do out of sheer passion and interest and excitement. I don't do things that doesn't excite me, that doesn't motivate me. So when you combine all of these things, that's what it is. That's what you're seeing.